Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny. I'm from jennycarddesigns. Thanks so much for joining me today. My YouTube channel contains content that is intended to share paper crafting tutorials and inspiration with all of you. I hope that you enjoy. In today's video, I'm going to be playing with these two Gina Designs Gnome sets. This is Gnome for the holidays and the Gina Designs Festive Fall Kit. And these are two sets of dies and stamps that work together to create beautiful little gnomies. These products aren't available currently. This was something that was a limited time only from Gina, and I'm sure that you can come up with something similar. There are all different types of products. I'll link to a few different options down below for a similar sort of build your own gnome. I have all of these little pieces die cut from heavyweight white cardstock, and I'm just going to alcohol marker color all of these pieces in to create my gnomes. This set is so fun because you can really decorate these gnomes to be any season or, any color, anything that you want them to be. So I have a variety of alcohol markers. I am not a professional colorist by any means. I just have kind of all the stuff that makes me happy. So I have a mix of alt new artist markers, I have Copic markers, I have Nouveau markers, I have some dollar store ones, and some Spectrum Noir alcohol markers. And I just mix and match all of my alcohol markers to create my desired effects. I don't care that they're not from the same company. I don't have full set syndrome. I have just whatever works for me. So I started with my beards and I wasn't really happy with them. Some of my markers had dried out because I don't color that often. I do have a few hundred alcohol markers that I've collected over the years, and I don't color enough, I suppose. So it's really good that I haven't invested a huge amount of money in this particular area of my craft. But when I do color, I do like to play around with different color combinations and seeing what works and what makes me happy. And I use this little silicone mat for just about everything. I use it for stamping, for taping, for gluing, for alcohol coloring, ink blending, and whatever, just to keep my desk nice and clean. And it cleans up very easily. And I don't care if it stains or not, but just a little quick wipe and these alcohol markers come right off of it. So I'm just working away here, coloring in all of my little die cut pieces. I have enough pieces cut to make two little gnomes. And I have an extra skull here that I don't end up using. I just thought it was really cute and very Halloween-y. And since I'm going to be making Halloween gnomes, I thought I would try to incorporate it in, but I just couldn't figure out where to put him. So I'm not going to give you very many tips on my alcohol marker coloring because, as I mentioned, I'm not an expert. I just play around, I scribble, I try to highlight where I could imagine there might be a highlight and kind of figure it out. I also test out my marker on the side on a little page to see if it's the right color that I like. Sometimes I don't test it and I put it on my image and then I'm not happy with it. So I would definitely suggest you having a little piece of cardstock with the same type of paper that you're coloring on so that you can get a real idea of what color that alcohol marker is going to be on that paper just before you bring it to your project. Sometimes we spend a really insane amount of time coloring little pieces and then messing them up. So if you want to make sure that you're not wasting your time or getting frustrated, that's what I would advise you to do. So I'm going through here coloring all these little bits and pieces, and I've done the little witch hat, and now I'm going to make a little wizard hat. This hat kind of reminds me of the Disney Mickey Mouse, if you know what I'm talking about, the little with the little wizard coat on, and this color specifically reminds me of that. So I colored in this little hat, and I didn't do any shading. I just colored it in solidly with my alcohol marker, and in some areas I kind of went heavier, like around the edge, so I thought that kind of helped to make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but I'm not worried about making it look like it's, professionally colored. I'm just having a good time. And then I decided to grab a little jelly roll pen. This is a silver jelly roll pen, and I created those little stars and dots as if it was like a magical wizard hat. So I thought that was really cute. I created the body for this gnome the same way, and I created a purple body for my other guy and colored in all my bits and pieces. And I'm just showing you just this handful of alcohol markers that I used. I used probably one of every brand that I own, at least, to create the results that I have here. And I was really happy with the way they turned out. So I'm using a fine tip bottle here, and I've got some glue in there, and I have a little quick pick tool where I can sort of pick up my die cut pieces. It doesn't work very well. It is a huge piece of crap. I don't know why I still have it. It's really old, and I probably have some little gem picker-uppers that would work better than this thing, but whatever. It's what I had in my hand at the time, and I just was too lazy to open my drawer, I guess. Let me know if you've ever had that happen to you before, knowing that there's a better tool for what you have. You own that specific tool, but then just don't get it. I don't know if that's just me. Anyway, so I'm adhering all my little bits and pieces together, giving my gnome life. I'm giving him boots and hands and a nose, and I've placed him on a tag that I have. This little piece of cardstock is a scrap piece of paper, and what I do when I don't really have any ideas, or if I'm just trying to tidy up my craft room, I take whatever scraps that I have and I cut them down into manageable pieces, sort of tag shaped pieces, and I have a little basket in my drawer next to me with pre-cut cardstock, and I have the little basket filled with different sizes of sort of what is going to be tags, or I can use them for sentiments and things like that. So I had these in my drawer, I pulled them out, and I'm going to create some tags with my gnomes, and these were the perfect size. So I'm just building my gnome, gluing all my pieces down, and this guy is going to hold a pumpkin, and this little pumpkin has a little twirly on the end of it. It's so super cute. It's just the cutest little thing ever. I adhere all these pieces down, making sure his hands, kind of look like their hands, and that they're in perspective. They're not in a weird spot or anything. Although it's a gnome, and, his nose goes to his hat. Anyways, I grabbed a Wink Stella pen, and I'm just highlighting those little images that my gnomes are holding. So we have a pumpkin that's all glittery and a cute little coffee cup that's all glittery. So once that's done, I'm going to back these onto some heavyweight black cardstock. And before I do that, I just want to create my little tag edge so that when I adhere them down to the black cardstock, we have a black border all the way around, and it's also a tag shape. So this little punch is something I picked up from Amazon for a couple of bucks. It's a cool little thing. I really like how easy it is to create tags with it. So I'm just gluing these little tags down to my black cardstock, and then I'm going to take my trimmer and trim these pieces out. Now, I did make a mistake on one of the tags, and I cut too close. I cut that whole little corner off, and I was kind of mad at myself because this guy was glued down and I didn't know what to do. So I'm going to come back and show you how I fix this. So I'm going to trim off these corners, just the two corners on this tag, and I'm going to leave the black border around the rest of the tag. So I'm just going to line it up so that they're all sort of the same thickness of black border all the way around. I'll just trim off that excess there. I'm just using my Cricut trimmer here, and I have a brand new blade on here. So I find that if you want to get nice thin cuts, you need a nice good sharp blade. And then for the second gnome, I figured I would trim off the corners and not make the same mistake I did on the first one. And I'll cut off the excess around him. And now we're going to fix this corner. I'm taking a black alcohol marker and I'm just swiping it around the corner of the tag. So then it kind of looks like we have the continuous black border. So it doesn't look like it's gone or disappeared. It's still there. It's not perfect, but I mean, if you don't know what you're looking for, you're not going to see it. I was happy with that result. So I'm going to punch some holes here, and I'm going to grab a little bit of black and white baker's twine and feed it through the top of my tag. And then my tag project is complete. If you wanted to stamp on these, you could stamp, or you could write with a white gel pen or a glittery gel pen on the back, Happy Halloween, or to whoever, and tie it to little treat bags for Halloween. These are such cute little gnomes, and it would be a great personalized gift for Halloween treats. And here we go. Here's a close-up look at our finished little gnomies. I had so much fun making these guys. I have a serious gnome addiction. I love gnomes so much. I have an entire shelf in my office filled with gnomes that I've collected. Well, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I surely enjoyed making these little gnome tag projects. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend it here with me. I appreciate the support as always. If you enjoyed this content here today, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd love to have you join along my paper crafting journey. Coming up on screen is a video I think you may enjoy. Thanks again for joining me. Have yourself a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!